Hello everyone, I wanted to comment on two passages with you. The first one is, "And do not lead us into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen." This passage is found in Matthew chapter 6 verse 13. The second one is, "Therefore let him who thinks he stands take heed lest he fall. No temptation has overtaken you except such as is common to man, but God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but with the temptation will also make the way of escape that you may be able to bear it." 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13. These passages indicate that we can overcome all temptations coming in front of us, and this should encourage us that the Lord doesn't want us to fall into temptation, and He is willing to help us. Where is the problem then? Where is the problem when someone falls? What does "and do not lead us into temptation" mean? We all know that the Lord is sovereign, our steps depend on Him. In the Bible, it is even said that man does not direct his own steps. Does this mean we are led to sin and we fall into it anyway? Not at all, because on the other hand, He requires from us not to fall into it and not to live sinful lifestyles. He wants us to be saved. The Bible also says in Romans chapter 1 that He gave certain people up to vile passions because they did not glorify Him as God. This is what I think the passage of Matthew chapter 6 verse 13 means. He prevents us from getting into a temptation we cannot stand. But if He is not with us and we're given up to our own passions, as is said in Romans chapter 1 verse 24, we're exposed to temptations we cannot stand at. All we have to do is to be with Him. Then the passage in 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13, which says that God will not allow us to be tempted beyond our limits, takes place. In the story of Job, we see that God was the one allowing things to happen in the life of Job. It was because the devil asked for those things to happen, but God had the final say. I'm sure that if God allowed the devil to do whatever he wanted to do, Job wouldn't be alive. But there was a plan for the life of Job, and God did not allow for him to be tested beyond what he could handle. Therefore, we see that the best option is to be on God's side. Then He will protect us from falling far from Him, and whatever happens will be for our good. Otherwise, we'll be given up to our sinful desires, and the devil will do whatever he wants with us. We need to trust in God with all our heart.